All right, we are here again from PT graduate Rich Ellis interviewing the wonderful Neil Wagstaff. Thanks for your time today, Neil. Really appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Pleasure. Nice
So,
introduction as well.
well, wait for it. Wait for it. I've got more. So you're the director and the coach at Running Hot online running coaching. You're also the owner operator of Peak Fitness and Health in the beautiful Havelock North. Father of three, husband to one, we hope. And
It's the one, mate.
and I imagine there's quite a lot that I have left out there. I don't know your entire history. I know some of what you did before you in Havelock North with City Fitness. But prior to that, I probably didn't ask enough questions. So love to hear, I guess, how it started, how you got to here, how you got to the bit that I did describe, and then we can sort of dig into a bit more detail about the businesses.
Cool, mate. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's been a very fun and entertaining journey. I qualified on my 21st birthday as a fitness instructor and personal trainer back in the UK. And then from there, worked at a couple of local gyms and council gyms in the UK before setting up my first PT business and realising that I wanted to learn more. So went and did a sports science diploma in the UK. From there, did a little bit of travel and used qualifications to travel around the world. So a little bit of Australia, Asia, which was great fun. Yeah. And then fate kind of led me in the direction of meeting some right people at the right time and ended up working for the NHS for 5 years in cardiac rehab. So I went down the clinical exercise route, working in a multidisciplinary team with physios, surgeons, doctors, occupational therapists, nurses, which was a steep learning curve initially. But also taught me a lot of great things about health, wellness, fitness as well, which was a gold experience. And then from there, a little bit more travel. And long story short, myself and my wife Sam ended up coming on a honeymoon to New Zealand. Fell in love with the place, and then made a plan to come back. And since then, have as you said, spent a good chunk of time working with the City Fitness Group. Before buying our own facility, and at the similar time starting our online business with our good mate Lisa Tarmty, so the running coaching business. So yeah, it's been a fun journey, mate. It's been a lot's going on, lots of different hats, different roles. Like what an industry! It's such a cool industry to work in, and I feel pretty thankful, very thankful every morning when I get up with a smile on my face. Still doing what I was doing when I was 21, and still looking forward to being able to do it when I'm 61. So it's great.
Superb. So I've been doing a little bit of homework, and I'll just quote you something that I know that you use Skills Active to upskill your team, to get your team qualified. I think it was a Skills Active award that you won at the Exercise Industry Awards a couple of years ago, maybe.
I think it was 2 years ago now. You have been doing some homework.
So let me rattle this off, because this could have lead into your philosophy and how you run the business. So Neil carefully built a team that reflects the philosophy and principles behind his business. So and there's a short video there as well, which kind of gives you a flavour of the people that work there. And give us a bit more background in terms of that philosophy behind the business and what they're referring to there.
So we've always kept things quite simple. Simple's always been good for us, and the vision at Peak and a lot of what we do is to support and grow a healthy community. When we came back to Hawke's Bay and bought the gym, it was about us getting back into the community as not just as a business and providing services, but also from a social point of view, a community point of view. Our kids go to school here. So we really wanted to support and grow and develop a healthy community. So from that perspective, any decision we made locally around the gym, from people we're bringing on board, people that we're educating and training, members that are coming in, anything how we develop the business is all very much about, does it support and grow and develop our community? And if it does, good decision. If it doesn't, then not such a good decision. So we've got, that's been kind of a really easy marker for us to go, do we do it? Does it do this? Then we're not, then let's not do it. And then underneath that, going a bit deeper, it's very much and with a lot of study and knowledge that I've learned over previous years, and obviously with a lot of study we've done together, it's really looking at the people as a whole. So looking at a very holistic approach to how people go about their health and fitness, and meeting people where they are. That's probably become one of the biggest things I've learned over the years, is that if you meet someone where they are when they come through your doors, and whether we're seeing them come through the gym doors or we see them online via running coaching business, they're only going to be ready to change with where they're at that point in time. So it's really meeting them where they're at, and then walking with them, and then introducing them to new things as they go, as they're ready for them, and then helping them grow and change. Brilliant. So anyone we bring on board, that philosophy is important. I think throwing, just because stuff, throwing it at people and telling them they've got to do it doesn't generally work. It's about meeting them where they're at. Communication is a massive one in what we do. So being able to understand what people want and listen to what they want. Once you've got that, the job becomes a whole lot easier, and you're generally a lot more successful at it.
Yeah, nice.
Does that answer it?
Yeah, it does. It does. That's great. Yeah. So, and it sounds like from what I could see, you've got people who were part of the community and now actually work for you at the gym at Peak.
So pretty much all of them, mate, have come through. And just thinking now, they either part of the team that had already been there when we bought the business, and are still there. And there's new trainers, instructors who come through. They've generally come through the membership base or local community, and most of them have either been in classes before or been members at the gym. And what's been beautiful about that is they then have experienced what we're about, and they've been part of what we're about, and then actually delivering that as a health and fitness service is a whole lot easier, because it's just part of what they do and part of what they experience. So it's generally worked well from our perspective.
Your members would see themselves in those people, I guess. There would be no great divide, no intimidation, which can happen in those gym environments. I guess it sounds, and I know I've been there, so it does feel like very much a community environment. It's not an intimidating place, and it's a very welcoming place. You must be having, or you must have had, and probably still have those close conversations with people to understand that they're people that may want to actually sort of jump the fence and work on the other side, and actually be working at the gym and helping the communities to make that leap. That doesn't just happen, by chance. You must be very in touch with those people and those members that are in your facility.
Well, it's a people business we're part of, which is one of the reasons I love it. I love it massively. I'm a firm believer. A big part of what we do is knowledge based, and it has to be. But also the people you get to work with every day, you've got to know about them. They've got to know about you, and that's the foundation of relationships built. And that's why people are going to want to come back and want to spend time with you. And that's what I love about what we do as well, is you get to hang out with very cool people. I think one of my favourite stories is Bob. I think you've met. He's Bob retired. Remember, it was last year or the year before. I think it was the year before last. And I heard through the grapevine he was looking for some part-time work, and went and had a chat with him and just said, look, I think you'd make a great coach. He's got a great skill set in coaching in other environments as well, but said, I think you'd be a great coach. So at 65, he's just finished his PT qualifications and is now working at the gym and coaching people. It was one of the best coaches I've seen. And
really?
There's things like that. And I think it's been comfortable that with what we do, you can do it at 25, you can do it at 65. It's been wanting to have a passion for it. If you've got a passion for it,
absolutely. So you're clearly a good talent spotter. Simon Cowell would appreciate your skills.
I don't know about in that arena. Maybe
different. Yeah. So how does that transfer across in terms of things like longevity? I mean, obviously you've inherited a few people when you bought the business, but you've got others come on board since you've been there as well. And it sounds like your philosophy is very supportive and enabling, and obviously you want people to use places like Skills Active to get their qualifications up and their knowledge up. And you talked about knowledge and people, and that kind of probably answers the question already, but is there more to it? Are there other things that you think there could be some more detail missed there in terms of things that will help PTs succeed, stay in the business, and really flourish?
I think looking at probably three things is is knowledge. So knowledge and skill set. So one thing, having the knowledge, then you've got to be able to actually apply it, and that comes with experience. So, and being in an environment where you feel comfortable to develop that skill set. So I think that's really important, is make sure that as you're coming into the industry, or you're in the industry, you're surrounding yourself with people where you can be you. And it's all right to try new things, learn new things, and as you develop your knowledge, then apply those. So I think that's very important. So the knowledge and skill part. I think understanding about business. So I think that's a big part of the puzzle as well, and understanding that as you're doing this, it is a business, and therefore you should be rewarded appropriately for what you're doing. So you can have all the skills, all the knowledge in the world, but you need the business support to come with it. And then the third piece of the pie would be that we talked about already, the coaching or communication. And I kind of often think of those things similarly, because they very much go hand in hand. So it's the ability to communicate, talk. So if you've got those three pieces of the pie, with your knowledge and skills, your business, and your coaching communication, then it's looking at where you think you've got those weighted as well. And some months I still personally will focus more on my coaching. Other months it might be more on the business side, other more on the skills and skills and knowledge, but just depending on where you're at each month. But I think if you've got those three things in play, then you've got a pie that is pretty solid.
Yeah. As you're describing this, I'm seeing three intersecting circles, right, like a Venn diagram, and that little triangle in the middle is the sweet spot. So if you can keep hitting that sweet spot, and as you said, some months you'll do a bit of this and a bit of that, but if you can hit that sweet spot and keep those overlapping all the time, that sounds like a good representation of success.
Perfect. I like it. We should put it on a diagram.
Let's trademark that today. So running hot, what obviously you're used to the bricks and mortar type of stuff in terms of the experience you've got. What took you in the direction of running hot and creating this online business? Because of course, that's another component to, I guess, another revenue stream for you. I guess that's probably been really, really important over the lockdowns with COVID.
Very much so.
And is another sort of I guess a nice idea, and sort of sowing seeds for the audience in terms of revenue streams and diversifying. What got you into that? I know you're a runner, but what else?
So when not long after we got to New Zealand, we met a good mate now, Lisa Tarmity. So Lisa's based over in Taranaki in New Plymouth. And we'd gone to open one of the city fitness gyms there, and bumped into her. She came into the gym, got a chat to her, and long story short, we started working with her, programming her, taking her through her coaching, went on a couple of her big crazy desert runs with her, and formed a strong athlete coach relationship. And off the back of that, paths kept crossing, and we obviously stayed in contact from a family perspective. And we always said we'd be real cool to do something business-wise. And the opportunity came up just not long, a few months before we bought the gym, that we started running some running retreats together over in Taranaki, where we bring groups of people together, give them some education, knowledge around everything running, nutrition, equipment, strength conditioning, mindset, and then take them off on some runs as well. And as we off the back of that, a lot of people were asking for programming as well. We were like, right, so we start to see a pattern developing. So thought put together a online offering, which was been a very interesting journey, and still continues to be so. So we're about 5.5 years into that now. Cool. And with that, we've been lucky enough to program people over New Zealand, Australia, America, all over the world. Brilliant. In a lot of different events, and we'll continue to develop that now. That's moved more into health coaching as well now. So with our other services, and a lot of the runners that we're attracting and coming in are usually presenting with health issues as well. So we're not just programming running now, we're getting people healthy to make them better runners.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So, wow. Good fun experience. Challenging on many levels, but it's been well worth it. And as you point out, it's with the current world, with the current COVID world, it's been very, very useful to have that skill set and that offering as well.
Fantastic. Kind of sounds like it's evolved from a need that it may not necessarily, the end game may not have been the plan, but the end game has become the result of what I guess it's demand, right? So the runners were out there, they needed the programming. You were just providing a solution to people that needed, who had a problem. That sounds like it's turned into a reasonably decent business too. So
yeah, it's good. It's keeping us
brilliant.
Well out of trouble. Still a little way to go.
Yeah. It's always evolving. It sounds like that health coaching element is a good development, because that's kind of, I see where that change is, where the industry is going and needs to go, is creating that holistic solution for people, not just about exercising them, but really putting the health back into health and fitness.
Yeah, we're talking more these days, Rich, about sleep. We're talking more about things like sleep, epigenetics. We're talking, we're sending runners away to get bloods, all sorts of things, just based on the fact that we can program them for intervals isn't actually going to get them any faster, but getting them more sleep will get them faster. Looking at their testosterone levels will make a difference to how they're performing and the type of programming we're actually giving them. Rather than guessing, we're doing it more based on
brilliant
a lot of fact now.
Yeah, smart. So really smart programming. So it's going way beyond the traditional model and getting beneath the skin. Awesome, love it.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. So so where to? I mean, obviously, we've been in and out of lockdowns, and facilities would be challenging. I guess, have you had time to do the pivot that is an overused phrase, in terms of those bricks and mortar clients and how they've been able to stay engaged with what you're offering in and out of lockdowns? I mean, obviously you're not the same as Auckland, but it's
a really good question. We were lucky with the first lockdown that we had the platform set up for running hot coaching, which meant we could offer some people something overnight. Right. So when we did shut the doors, it meant that we could offer people something where program was set up, it was ready to go. So it made it a quick and easy pivot, and it was an environment like this environment as we're talking now. It was an environment that we were already comfortable in. So that made a big difference. We've been very lucky. Obviously, we haven't been impacted like Auckland, and we have to make some facility changes when we come in and out of level 2. Some of the pivots we have made from a business planning point of view is we've just about to launch a new website, which now will allow all of our team to program either in the club or program remotely as well. So now, if there is any lockdowns, and we sat down as a group last year and said we need to be able to future-proof ourselves and make sure that we're in a position that if this does happen again, that when we have to lock the doors, hopefully we won't, but we're not going to sit here going fingers crossed we don't have to. Have that ready. So having everything set up online, so that it's ready to go, and most importantly, with all of the team comfortable with how to do that. So we're just in the process of tightening up the last bits of that, so that the team are comfortable and happy moving forward with how to program online, how to interact in this environment, which they all did very well last year. When they needed to, but it's just making sure that offer's there now. What we have found from a revenue stream point of view, what it has opened up with a lot of people, is that it now means that when their clients go away, training can carry on. So there's a lot of clients that travel that in previous years have gone, you're away for 2 months, or you're traveling on the road a lot. We can't do our training this week or next week. Well, now they can. That's made a big difference to them as well.
I like it. So not only have you future-proofed it for COVID, you've future-proofed it for other eventualities as well, which meant, I guess, creates a bit more of a consistent income for not only you guys, but the individual contractors. They are contractors. So
we'll mix of employees and contractors, and it's a valid point. And I think in any business, everyone's got to be winning, otherwise no one really is. So if everyone's winning, what's happening at the top should be happening at the bottom as well. Guy, sorry, go on, mate.
No. I was just going to talk about the platform. So is that where you were going to go?
I was just going to say, someone gave me a great analogy the other day, which was asking yourself on a regular basis how many legs you've got to your stool, and a one-legged stool isn't very strong to sit on.
True.
And that's kind of stuck with me, and just got me, continuously thinking about what are the most important revenue streams, what are the 3 or 4 that will make the 4 that will make our stool nice and stable.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good analogy. Very easy to comprehend. You're right. I mean, I like a four-legged stool myself, you know, because it's not going to go anywhere, right? It's like a JCB. It's anchored. But I did, when I was 7 years old, my first woodwork was a three-legged milking stool, you know. So I've evolved from 3 to 4.
There you go. Well, 3 give you a bit of stability as well.
Yeah,
One of the 3 strong ones.
Yeah. So so I was going to talk about the platform. So
yeah.
So have you completely changed your website's platform to something that allows for that programming? Is it quite different?
So we use a great guy who's actually based up in Auckland called Cam, and we've worked with him for the past 5.5 years on the running platform, which is a platform called Training Tilt. And it's well worth having a look at, just because it does open up all the other tools you can use. We're now going to move the gym, we'll move Peak Fitness onto the same platform, which allows us then to have the programming in there, the videos, recipes, blogs, articles. It allows us to have a front-facing public website and a members-only website. So
fantastic.
A lot of the work's done and makes it very easy. And as that platform's developed, then our offerings got stronger as well. And what Cam offers there now is gold. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds powerful. Yeah, fantastic. You are certainly moving fast in the 21st century, and you know, I guess adding legs to your stool all the time by the sounds of things, or strengthening existing legs, maybe that one.
Yeah, it's it's good, but good analogy that stuck with me.
Like it. I might have to keep using that one. Is there a question I haven't asked that that could be useful in terms of you know, the industry and what you're doing and helping PTs?
I think, mate, they've been great questions. Got me thinking, which is good. But yeah, I think it's surrounding. I think it's important for people to surround themselves with people like you. So what I feel, you know, very lucky and privileged each day is that I've got someone like you from a support and mentor point of view. The likes of Dave, Jin, Ray. So whatever you're doing, make sure you've got good support around you, and you're in a position that you can always be learning and developing. It becomes very easy to grow your business if you're growing your knowledge. And coming back to that pie, as your business grows, then so should your ability to earn and your knowledge, and the results you get for people just start to get better and better as well, because you know more. And that's what I love and exciting about the industry. What I knew 20 years ago was a lot less than I know now, and what I'll be doing in another sort of 20 years time will be quite significantly different from now as well. But it's a fun journey.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's almost the perfect answer to your top tip. I like it. That's really good, Neil. I think that's a great point to end on. You know, having that support crew around you is really, really important. And you know, I absolutely know that for the same thing has happened to me in terms of, you know, business going well and sort of exponentially growing and increasing knowledge has been when I've had the support of mentors around me. So yeah, awesome.
And thanks for what you do, mate, because what you do industry wise and definitely from my personal growth and development has been gold. So thank you very much for what you do, man. Very cool.
Thanks, Neil. I appreciate that. That certainly wasn't expected. So that's very kind. Cool.
Cheers, bud.
All right. Well, thanks for the chat, and I'll catch you soon.
Talk to you soon, mate. Nice one.